This is day 311 of Zohar Pshat, and very interesting passage today. We are on Daf Lamed Daled on base in Zohar Kodesh, and let's start from Yishtakach, which is 9 lines to the bottom. Here it's the middle of a sentence. Yishtakach Charvenukva. So when Adam was created, there was masculine, feminine, Venuka B'Sitroi, these dapkas, and the feminine was on his side. It was this is according to the opinion that the Zohar and the Chava were created together, two partsufin, two faces, one on one side, one on the other side. Until Kosh Baruch Hu put man to sleep, and he fell asleep. And he was sleeping where he was created, in the place where the Beit Hamikdash should be built. Zohar ish v'isha shchina shvei b'neim. This place is Shras Shchina. V'nosar le kucha bichu. Because Baruch Hu sawed him apart. The Emes explains, he was, so to speak, a saw and saw them part of a tucking lay, and he fixed the woman, the Chava, talking the kala, just like you fix a kala. Chazal say even language that he braided her hair. The blood down here, Zohar brings it down. And in other words, he created Chava to be somebody who was appealing to Adam Rishon, and he brought it into chuppah with Adam. He took one of the sides, and he closed the flesh underneath. Okay, so far, pretty much parallel to normal Chumash and Chazal. Now we infer from the word achas, and the Derech Emet says, "Midaloktani tell mitzvahs." So it doesn't say his side of his sides. Tani achas, it says one. Mashadi chachrise. Sounds like there's another one. For he Lilith, and that's Lilith. Inami, or else achas b'misar katan imamila. I don't know the gematria how it works out. Achas misar katan. I guess he changed the tuf to mem. The ches to I don't know. You have to change around letters, right? An alf can become a yud or a kuf. A ches can become a pay, a tuf can become a dalet or a mem. So somehow you manipulate the letters of achas, and you get miskot and imamila together with the word itself, which always counts as one. You get lilis. So somehow it works out. So that's achas. So either it's because the achas mean there's a second one, or because of the some of that gematria. But that is the other one is lilis specific kadmoyash kachna do lilis in the ancient books. Which is interesting. The Zohar is quoting the ancient books. The Zohar says, who is he quoting? Ein alpha beitza the ben cheres the ben sira tikune Zohar. It brings down here garma de nafel chalakach chenu abeis ben sira v'bezar chodesh. So evidently those are ben sira. I guess is an older text. So the I don't know. Al Beit the Ben Sira is a kind of medrash. I don't think it's a Ben Sefer Chitzon, the apocryphal Ben Sira, but another book. But anyway, the reference is to Lilith, and Lilith here again. We go with our interpretation of the understanding of the Zohar, which is that the kochos of Tumah also come out of Adam Rishon. The powers abused, which are Tameh, which were created intrinsically when Adam Rishon was created, and they were created initially as part and parcel of him in order that he should have control over them. And then, of course, Baruch Hu took them out and made them separate and said, okay, you'll see how you can deal with it externally. And I think that the idea is part and parcel of what the Nefesh Chaim says, that the Eitzor was initially external, and then it became internal. When the Chet of Adam Rishon took place, the Eitzor, which previously had been external, in the form of Nachash, came internal, in the form of an inner drive to do negative things. So there is this idea of Lilith was an internal drive, became external drive, and then Adam Rishon internalized it again, but remains both internal and external. So we have this drive to do negative things, which was initially just internal, then just external, and now is both. So he says here, the Lilith Kadmesa, this the original Lilith, Dava Imei, who was with him, Vis Abris Minei, and it was impregnated by him. Impregnation obviously is not to be taken literally, but it means that a man sustains his ra whenever he does averis, whenever he succumbs to his midos rose. So there is a koyach which is given to the power of the other side, the sitra achra, which is tantamount to impregnation, to causing there to be. So we have mitzvah to have peros, lahavdil to have averis to have peros. And this inclination is also enticing to other Rishon, just like Chava is supposed to be enticing. Chava is made up like a kala, and the nukva is supposed to be ma'ora the Zohar in a positive way. So too there is the nukva, which is ma'ora the Zohar in a negative way, perhaps even more so. So that's the idea that there is this it's not an azer. It detracts. Ultimately, it's for a good purpose. Of course, the existence of Ra in the world is not a bad thing, and strange as it may seem, but it's not an azer. It has to be something which you oppose, something which you fight. When this first removal of Lilith took place, this is not an azer kenegdo. So evidently, that's how the Zohar is learning that there was this initial Nasira sawing off of Lilith, which is much of a spiritual searing, as a sawing, not literal, not by Chava, and it wasn't an Ezer Connected, it wasn't Ezer, because it's a cause for difficulty, for strife, for temptation. My Ezer Samach, what's an Ezer? An assistance. So until that time, it says that Hashem did not. Says a man should not be himself. I'll make him Ezer Kenegdo. The Tochazeh comes see Adam Basrad Kulava. Man was after everything else. He was put there to be in charge of an entire complete world. So nothing else actually, the way Rashi brings out Chumash, again, not to be taken literally, Adam Rishon tried mating with all the creatures of the world and within find Ezer Kenegdo. So the Zohar Kodesh is saying, yes, there is everything else is put into the world for the world to be shalom, and symbolically, Adam tried relating to all these things without Chava, without the true Ezer Kenegdo, in order to try and use them properly. It didn't work. So only the partnership of Adam and Chava was Adam able now to confront in a positive way the shlemus of the world and deal with it the way it's supposed to be dealt with. But in the meantime, there was this creation of Lilith in the interim, which is the potential to use the world in a bad way. And Adam and Chava are supposed to fight that inclination to use the world in a bad way and use it a good way, which leads us to a whole complicated reality in which we live today after the Chet of Adam Rishon.